Good evening, Ian Henderson with ABC News. 2 days into his trade trip, Tony Abbott has initialled his second free trade deal. He flew from Tokyo to Seoul to put the seal on an agreement concluded some months ago. But not everything's gone according to plan. As Mark Simpkin reports, plane troubles delayed some of the Prime Minister's entourage. With time to examine the fine print, some are now querying the size of the benefit from the trade deal with Japan. Car companies and retailers say there's no guarantee that lower prices will be passed on to consumers. And as Philip Lasker reports, some farmers are complaining their side of the deal doesn't go far enough. The convicted paedophile priest Gerald Ridsdale was today sentenced to another 8 years jail for additional abuse charges brought against him last year. He served 20 years for abusing dozens of girls and boys over 3 decades. Last year's inquiry by a Victorian Parliamentary Committee prompted another 14 victims to come forward. The 8-year-old pleaded guilty to raping and abusing children as young as 4. Sentencing him today, the judge said the former priest's crimes were abhorrent and had caused his victims ongoing pain and suffering. However, with concurrency, Ridsdale may only spend an extra 3 years in jail. He'll be eligible for release in April 2019. The convicted paedophile Robert Hughes was today found guilty of another count of child sex abuse. Hughes arrived at court after spending the night in jail, and he was found guilty of another indecent assault charge. That brings to 10 the number of his child sex convictions. His lawyer has foreshadowed an appeal.
Mr Hughes and his family have been subjected to really 4 years of vilification. That builds up an enormous prejudice for his entitlement to a fair trial. It's virtually impossible to get a fair trial in those circumstances.
One more charge still needs to be dealt with after the jury failed to arrive at a majority decision. Police in northern New South Wales have arrested a man over the murder in Brisbane of French student Sophie Colombe. Benjamin James Millward was extradited from New South Wales today and is likely to appear in a Brisbane court tomorrow morning. From Coffs Harbour, Tom Forbes reports. In South Africa, the former Olympian Oscar Pistorius has just returned to the witness stand after breaking down at his murder trial yesterday. Pistorius made a tearful apology to the family of his dead girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp, insisting he was trying to protect her when he mistakenly shot and killed her. Rob Cross reports. Another tragedy has befallen the family of Sir Bob Geldof. The musician's 25-year-old daughter, Peaches, has been found dead in her home southeast of London. Heartbroken relatives have paid tribute to a woman who, like her mother, died too young. A woman who took a teenage girl off the streets and into her home has been named Victoria's Mother of the Year. Samantha Jekyll was nominated by Beverly Hughes, who was raised and mentored in Ms Jekyll's home from the age of 19.
Even though she is not my biological mother, she became a mother to me that I never had and mentoring me to the person that I am today.
Ms Jekyll, an author and mother of 5 teenagers, was commended along with finalists Viv Armstrong and Sandra Kelly. She'll travel to Sydney next month to compete for the national title awarded by child protection charity Barnardo's. Searchers scanning the southern Indian Ocean for signals linked to Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 have reported no further progress today. But as Philippa McDonald reports, it's believed the batteries from the plane's black boxes may still be working. India is embarking on the world's largest exercise in democracy. Over the next 5 weeks, more than 500 million people will go to the polls as phased voting moves around the country. And as Michael Edwards reports, the Hindu nationalist opposition is threatening to sweep the incumbent Congress party from office. Back home, Victoria's state election is still 7 months off, but the campaigning's already started in earnest. Both the Premier and opposition leader visited marginal seats in regional Victoria today, bearing multi-million-dollar promises to woo swinging voters. As Francis Bell reports, Geelong and Ballarat will be key battlegrounds, containing 5 seats where the margin is less than 5%. To finance now, and business confidence fell in March to its lowest level since the election. The local share market's down a touch too as investors continue to sell off technology stocks. Here's Owen Kohler. Depression has ended the AFL career of Melbourne's Mitch Clark. The 26-year-old from Perth has revealed he's struggled with mental illness for the past year. He told the club today of his decision to retire. Steve Pearce has more. The NRL is cracking down on concussion injuries. It's handed please explain notices to several clubs who've allowed players to remain on the field after they've received heavy knocks to the head. And as Patrick Galloway reports, one club, the Canterbury Bulldogs, has been handed a $20,000 fine. Stawell's Easter Horse Racing Carnival has had a reprieve, but it involves a temporary change of location. Stawell Racing Club cancelled the carnival last week after vandals poisoned a section of the racetrack. But now Racing Victoria has stepped in and switched the event to nearby Donald. There'll be slight changes to the distance of the races and the prize money. Police are still investigating who poisoned the track and the type of chemical used. Well, the weather now, and does that really rain on the roof, Paul? Let's hope so, Paul. Thank you. Finally tonight, work's begun on an intensive study of Australia's most significant dinosaur tracks near Broome in Western Australia's north. The dinosaur footprints extend for 60 kilometres along the coastline near the town. The tracks are spiritually significant for local Aboriginal people, and some have been kept secret for fear of theft. Traditional owners now hope recording the footprints will be the first step towards a protection plan.
So we have a width of...
It's very important to make people understand about the prints here, especially in our kids' school today, because they'll inherit this role and responsibility to look after the prints here in the future.
The researchers will spend 3 years making 3D digital reconstructions of the prints. And that's it for this evening's bulletin. As you may have noticed, we're experiencing some serious computer problems tonight, and we've had to bring you a stripped-down, steam-driven version of the news, so thanks for bearing with us. Coming up on 7:30, Sarah Ferguson interviews Clive Palmer. That's next.